What's going on, Z Warriors? Mr. Waffles here, and first and foremost, I just want to say Happy Good Friday, and I hope you all have a blessed Easter with friends and family. Just take it easy, have a good time, and just enjoy life. So in this Dragon discussion video, I'm going to be talking about side decking. Do you think this game needs a side deck? Why or why not? And just let me know in the comments down below. I personally think the game can definitely benefit from a side deck. Why? Here's some of my reasons. First reason is that it gives an overall value for all the cards in the game. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, you're a Saiyan Vegeta player. You wouldn't really main Saiyan Surprise. You probably might main Saiyan Spin Kick because of the endurance and raises your anger too. But you probably wouldn't really main Saiyan Surprise. So if you're going against Ginyu or something like that, it'll be a good card to side because one, it gives you anger, and two, it deals with the problem. Now, some of you guys might say, well, your deck should be built better to deal with, I guess, allies or whatever the case may be. But that's not always the case because that slot can be used for something else to make your deck consistent. Again, not every deck can beat, every deck. All decks have strengths and weaknesses. But I think allowing a person to have a side deck will make those matchups, instead of just being outright, I guess, outright beatable, to give them a fighting chance. And again, I feel that there's a paradox when someone says, build your deck better. Because let's say if I put in, energetic left blast. Let's say if I'm not Vegeta, so I don't have access to Saiyan Surprise. We have energetic left blast. So if I think allies are a problem, I'm gonna put maybe 2 copies in or something like that so I can see it. Now, not every deck I play against is going to be like an ally-based deck. So if I draw, it's going to be a dead draw, hence making my deck inconsistent. So on one hand, you build your deck as consistently as possible, but of course it's going to have some bad matchups. That's where the side deck comes in. But if I start putting in, I guess, side deck-ish cards into my main deck, it can, if anything, decrease the consistency of my deck, and then I'll have probably more bad matchups than I used to. So on one hand, if allies are giving you a problem, then you can side in energetic left blast. If someone says, make your deck better, and I main it, then I go against another deck and it's just like, oh, I drew this dead card, and I wouldn't say you would lose because of it, but it can really hurt you, and it might cost you the game because it's just a dead card. And hence, you go back to the question, oh, make your deck better. It's like, well, what do you want me to do? Take out energetic left blast? So it's one of those things where, you put in cards to deal with a problem, but not every deck is going to be that problem that you're facing. So that's why I think side deck allows you to make your deck as consistently as possible, as well as deal with certain matchups that might give you trouble, to give it more of a fair balance. Say if you're a villain and you have problems with Dragon Balls or Namekian or something like that, then you can side in some copies of Face Smash. As simple as that. You have problems with drills and arms, side in isolation. A lot of freestyle cards I feel would get a bigger boost and more playability if we had a side deck. So cards that you normally wouldn't main, you feel like it's not worth the slot, can find some space and actually have some use, which again, always a good thing to give all cards some value. That's one of my reasons. Second reason is it adds another factor of skill. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For many amount of years, we had side decks, we had access to side decks, so you can win game 1 but lose games 2 and 3 because of your poor side decking choices. So you put in certain cards, but you take out some cards that can hurt you. So again, it adds another aspect of skill, because I know in old Z, you had the Sensei deck where the cards that you're taking out is random, but I think it would be better if you get to choose which cards you put in and which cards you take out, so it adds more skill for you as the player to make these important decisions. Giving players decisions where it's never clear cut and dry always means that something's skillful, it takes skill to do, and is really shows in the better player. Again, also with this game, it's is fairly balanced, a really balanced game. So drawing that side deck card doesn't auto win you the game. You know, in Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of times when people side deck cards, it's usually floodgates, which are cards that prevent you from doing anything. You know, and that's never really a good thing. In this game, if I draw my copy of Energetic Left Blast or Isolation, it's not gonna win me the game, because again, the game is split up into combats, but it would help me, which is it's never a bad thing. So these are just a couple of reasons why I feel having a side deck would really benefit the game. Even though it's best out of one, again, you just have, like, let's say 10 card side deck or whatever, and you know, before the game starts, you see a matchup and then you side in whatever cards, and that's that. Again, some people might say, well, I only lost because I didn't draw my side deck card. Well, it's as if you're playing, you know, your deck as is. I mean, it's going to happen. Even if you had some side deckish cards in your deck, if you don't draw them, it's kind of like the same result. So, for example, if I have like Blue Betrayal, which I feel is like definitely a staple in the main deck, but you can see why I can also consider like a side deckish card, because it deals with certain things, you know, allies, drills, setups, and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where, oh, I didn't draw my Blue Betrayal, you know, I lost because of it, or I didn't. You can say that about any card that you draw, you know. So I think the argument of you not drawing X card in your side deck lost you the game or whatever, or in your opponent's favor won you the game. I don't think that would be the case. Again, that goes for any card, because you know you have to draw cards. So that's, you know, my stance on that. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think we need a side deck? Do you think we don't need a side deck? Would it hurt the game? Would it help the game? Let me know. And again, with side decking, it allows you to use personalities that you want to use, and still, I guess, help you with certain matchups. If allies are a problem, you don't want to play Nappa or Krillin or Piccolo, you want to use Goku. You know, it still allows you to use Goku, but you can put in some cards to help you deal with, you know, that aspect of it. So again, let me know down in the comments below, and I guys hope you have a great Good Friday. Stay blessed, and until next time.